Hey, everybody. It's your favorite Wicked Wild Child today, Beth. Thank you so much for joining me on another airing of The Wicked Edge. We have a really great show for you tonight. We have one of those beautiful, inside and out, inspiring women who are not only a supermodel and a Playboy bunny, but she's extraordinarily smart and inspiring and a big, big, beautiful-hearted woman. And her name is Abigail, and we're going to get to her in just a minute because she has so many wonderful things to share and so many inspiring words to kind of help guide people. And I can't wait to bring her on and have you listen to her because she's fantastic. Before we get to beautiful Miss Abigail, a couple of announcements really quick for some of the things at Caring Coaching Center. If you're looking to get some healthiness back into your life, which we all are, despite the donut I just ate, but it was delicious. I'm not even lying. It was just gosh, delicious. Go to the Caring Coaching Center, www.thecaringcoachingcenter.com. Look at what Karen has to offer because she is an amazing woman, and she has the most wonderful program and guidance to offer. And if you email her, you get a free 15-minute health history consultation, which means the program she has, she will specifically design it to meet your target goals and needs. And everything is confidential. Everything stays between you and her. And so if you want to lose weight, she'll fit you a program to help you lose weight. If you just want to eat a little healthier and kind of be a little more, active, she'll help you do that too, and a slew of other things. So go to www.thecaringcoachingcenter.com and look at what Karen has to offer today and get your free 15-minute health history consultation. Also, the Rolling Hills Asylum. It's in East Bethany, New York, right outside of Batavia, New York, 15 minutes from two major airports, which is kind of funny because it's like in the middle of nowhere, but it's near everywhere. It's interesting, which also just feeds with history because its history is just amazing. It was a poorhouse, it was a prison, it was an asylum, it was everything, and it has a lot of interesting energy. She's going to be having a lot of great events up there with musicians, maybe even an animal rescue event with us. And it's going to be really exciting. Plus, they have movie nights there. And if you're into the paranormal, they do ghost hunts. They do captive and they do quarantine, which is public and private. So email Sharon at www.therollinghousesasylum.com for any questions you have. Purchase tickets for movie nights, get updates on any events, or maybe even just to go for a ghost hunt. It's fun, right? Yay, ghosties. And on top of that, I don't know if anybody's on a website lately, but you should go to www.dtmwickedradio.com. We have a Music Mayhem page, and we have an Author's Corner. Right now we have some awesome authors featured on our Author's Corner. We have some amazing musicians featured on Author's Corner, some of whom you'll probably recognize, which is Derek Davis, Ivan DeFroom from Art Zombie, and Babylon AD. And we would love to feature you there, too. So if you want to email me, Beth at dtmwicked@yahoo.com for more information. I would love to give you information on how you can be featured on our Music Mayhem page or our Author's Corner page. We're always here to help others. My motto is there's no such thing as too much exposure. Call me a diva, but it's true. So go ahead and email me at dtmwicked@yahoo.com. Also, DTM will be sponsoring some really awesome events coming up. Again, Paranormal, Penthouse Asylum will be sponsoring the Glory Hunthound's very last event in East Springs, Pennsylvania, I believe. And it's on June 28th from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. It's going to be a ghost hunt with Dustin Terry of Ghost Hunters at Penthurst Asylum. And we'll be there. Come stop by, say hi, see Dustin, do a little touring. If you want to do a little hunt, listen to some speakers. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm kind of obsessed with Penthurst because it looks just really, really neat for historical purposes. I'm all about history. So come join me and listen to the history. We'd love to have you. Also, in 2015, we're just looking way ahead to tomorrow. In August of 2015, we are now sponsoring the Music, Movies, and Mayhem with Heather and Crow first horror convention in Binghamton, New York. That's right. We're one of the sponsors. We're the sponsor for the movie room. And we would love to have you come out. If you're a vendor, email me, dtmwicked@yahoo.com for more information. I will pass on your information to Heather Black. And next week I'll have her email figure that on air so you can email her yourself, because I can't think of it at the top of my head. So that is the first horror convention in Binghamton, New York, and we're a sponsor. So excited. It's so great. Also, on a personal note, I'm about to get a little aggressive here. If you have a child, if you have an animal, it is very hot in upstate New York. And it gets very hot in cars. If it's 98 degrees outside, it's probably almost 200 degrees in your car, which is an oven. So if you have a child or an animal, whether it be cat, dog, whatever, you leave in your car on a hot, hot day, I'm going to break all 4 of your windows. And then I'm going to take your animal or your kid, and then I'm going to beat you repeatedly with a shovel. Yeah, I get a little violent over this. So please take heed. You would not want to be left in a 200-plus degree car, so don't do it to anybody else. And if you do it, you don't deserve to own an animal, and you don't deserve to have a child. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's disgusting. And also, you take care of your animals, you take care of your children, you should take care of each other. You need to spread love. Spread love, not violence and hate. That goes for everybody. So, with all of that being said, I cannot wait to bring on my wonderful, wonderful, beautiful guest. I've had the pleasure of talking with her before, and I would talk to her every week if I could, because she's just that fantastic. So, without further ado, I give you Miss Abigail Rich. Hello, Miss Abigail. How are you?
Hey, y'all. I am fine, and I love to hear you talk. I'd love to talk with you. You can call me anytime. But I love what you just said about the animals. I wrote it in children because people are doing it, and I have no time for stupidity. Okay? Sorry, y'all. Okay. I'm a Texan. All right, we're known for, if we got something to say, we'll say it. Mm-hmm. And I recently came out. I have a brother who's a law enforcement officer, and we came out of the store, and there was an animal, a little puppy in the car, like a little Chihuahua-type puppy, and it was frothing. Oh. And I knew it was in bad trouble, and I was getting ready to call, and my brother, he's a federal law enforcement officer, he grabbed his service weapon, and he took out the window. He just smashed the window, and when the people came out, their animal was turned over to animal control, and they were cited. It is a misdemeanor in the state of Texas, which means law enforcement can arrest you and can take you to jail. The same in the state of Nevada. They will take your animal. You will not get it back. And if you do it to a child, y'all, you're done. You're done. Okay? There's no excuse for that.
I think for a child, that's attempted murder.
It is. It is. It's called, in Texas, it's child endangerment, and they notify CPS, Children's Protective Services, and they will take your child immediately. There is no reason. Don't try that line. Oh, I was just running in to get some formula. I was just running in to get a soda or something. There's no excuse. You know, if it's that hot out, grab a oven thermometer from the store. They're really cheap. Put it in your car, walk away from your car when it's 100 degrees out, and come back in 30 minutes, and you read and see what that is. There's no excuse for that. None.
It's horrible. I mean, your car is literally an oven. I mean, because it contains all that heat, just like in the winter, it gives all that cold. You know, and I can't imagine how people could be so stupid to think it's not that big of a deal. You can leave the windows down a crack all you want. It's still, that's not enough air. You know, my thing is I have to bring my fur babies with me. I leave my car running with the air conditioner on high or the heat on high, depending on the season. If I absolutely have to, I try not to, just because I want them in a nice house where they can be comfortable. But sometimes you run into where you kind of have to bring them for whatever reason. And I always make sure that my air conditioner's on. But if I have a kid, I take it with me. Like, I always take it with me in the store. Like, why would you leave your kid out? That's what I don't fathom. Like, enough, like, teenagers, you know, when they have the windows down or whatever, and they're teenagers, and they're chilling in the car or whatever, and, you know, they can turn on the air conditioner if they want to or whatever. You know, because my mom left me in the car when I was 13, 14, and if I was hot, she left the keys in the car. She knew I would be okay.
Get out. If you had to use somewhere wrong, you could get out. You strap a baby in a car seat and walk inside to get your cigarettes or whatever's so important to you. That child, you're You're playing Russian roulette with that baby's life. There's no excuse for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Actually, you know what scared me? It wasn't even he. I was watching a court TV thing one time, and this woman had her 3-year-old in the back of a car seat. And maybe it was in Texas. I don't know. You would know. But she had her 3-year-old in the back of a car seat, and she pulled into a deli. And, you know, the kid didn't want to get out of the car. He's 3 years old, okay? You take the kid. He has no choice. You take him.
Your mama.
Right. But he was in the back of the car, and he didn't want to go in, and she went in just for a minute to go get 2 sandwiches out of the deli, and somebody stole her car. And halfway down the freeway, he realized, oh, shit, there's a kid in the back of the car. And he went to take out the car seat, but he didn't know how to unstrap it. So he left the car seat hanging there with the kid, and he shut the door, and he started driving 100 miles an hour down a busy freeway, dragging the kid.
Oh, my God.
Car seat. And, yeah, I understand the mother was grief-stricken, because I only left him in there for a minute. Only for a minute. I had him in my view, but I was down for a minute. You know, and I understand, whenever you have kids, all it takes is a second to turn your back, and, you know, all hell can break loose. I was nanny for years. I turned my back, and, you know, when I thought, you know, for just a second, and I turn around, and, you know, there's crayon on the wall or something. It's what happens, but with that you don't leave your kid in the car. And the kid died a horrible, horrible death, being drugged at 100 miles an hour down a busy freeway. Yes, I mean, that for me just completely was like, okay, you know, if I wasn't going to before, I certainly won't now ever leave a child in a car for any reason.
No, ma'am. And I'm not a mama, and I hope to be someday, okay? But it's called common sense. But we seem to be lacking that in today's world. It's common sense. You take your baby. What if your car caught fire? You know, there's so many things that could happen. And, you know, your animals, when it is that terribly hot, you know, I leave my puppy at home. If you watch the law enforcement officers, the canine officers, they have their cars especially built for their partners, that dog. Yeah. And, I mean, they have backup air conditioners and fans and thermostats, and the officers even carry pagers. So if the car gets too hot, if something's wrong, it alerts the officer, and it will pop a door and let that animal out. So please, y'all, please, don't leave your babies, either the 4-legged ones or the 2-legged ones, in your car. Please don't do that. Because you only do it once, and it'll go wrong, and you'll have to live with that forever.
Absolutely, 100% right. So, you know, I'm so glad you said something about it. I'm such an advocate for it. I'm an advocate to bring kids over the winter. Like this poor little dog, it was below 2-something. And this poor dog, the asshole who had him, sorry my French, they left him outside, and his body froze to the ground.
Oh, no.
Somehow he survived a few months, but he had cancer, I think, too. And so that's what really killed him. But, I mean, I just don't understand these people. But, anyway, that's how we feel, and, you know, don't mess with people who love babies.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So you have lived a very extraordinary life. You've been through a lot of things that would probably break normal people, but you turned into such fantastic, what's the word I'm looking for? Inspiration. And you used it to grow with and become the person you are today. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I appreciate all the sweet words. Okay, I do like hearing them. Okay, I'm just a simple Texas cowgirl. That's all I ever have been. That's all I ever will be. But I've been through a lot. Right out of high school, I knew I wanted to help people, and I became an emergency medical technician, and I worked my way all the way up to flight paramedic, critical care transport paramedic on a helicopter. In the early 2000s, the airship I was working on, we had a mechanical failure, and we dropped out of the sky like a rock. We were 1,186 feet above the ground. And, well, we dropped. We went into a forest. We were actually on a mission to go pick up a gentleman off a oil platform who had a heart attack. So it was just the crew members on board. We hadn't picked up a patient yet. And so we dropped into a forest, a wooded area, and it was pretty ugly. I don't remember the crash or anything. Now, y'all, I don't think I'm pretty. I don't think I'm sexy or beautiful, any of that stuff, but I do like my hair. So wearing my flight helmet, I never did. Okay, and all those listeners out there who noticed regulations and all that said, ooh, yes, I was being bad. But, ladies, y'all know, if you wear a helmet, you know it messes up your hair. The boys won't understand that. And it takes a lot to get your hair looking nice. So I wasn't wearing a helmet, but that wasn't really the bad thing, because when we went into the forest, the wooded area, about a 4-inch tree branch came through the side of the aircraft. And it went through the door and into my tummy, just to the left and below my belly button. It shattered my pelvis and exited my body right below my left kidney. Oh. My pelvis was shattered, my right ankle was shattered, all the lungs all my ribs on the left side, the right side of my body were shattered, had a punctured lung, my jaw was broken, and I was messed up real bad.
Oh, my goodness. Of course, thing.
They didn't see, when they calmed it down at some 7 hours later, they flew me to a medical facility, who then flew me to another trauma center. I had to have 3 operations, within a matter of days, to keep me alive. And even at that, they gave my family, I had 1% chance of survival. And every day they'd come to my family and say, basically, we want you to sign the paperwork. She's not going to make it. She's a donor. I do believe in that. Can't take it with you. Why not leave it for somebody else to use?
Right.
But my family said no. Said, Abby's tough. She's a Texan, and let her work it out. Some 6 weeks later, 400 stitches later, 200 staples later, 3 operations, the tubes all over me, I woke up.
My goodness.
I know. And I was confused. I didn't know what was going on, but I woke up as they were moving me to the step-down unit, and I was still in the hospital after that, some 3.5 months later, before I could leave. So,
my goodness gracious. You were almost a bionic woman with all the metal in you, my goodness.
Oh, I had titanium in my hip. I had metal everywhere. They've been slowly but surely taking it out, because I felt it in the cold. But yes, I had that. And scars, and just, it was terrible.
Oh my goodness. But through that you fought hard. You had a long battle, but you still came out on top, and you have been extraordinarily successful with a lot of your investments, even accidentally inquiring them.
About a year and a half after I got out, I had to go through physical therapy rehab. I said I'd never walk normally again. I wouldn't dance. I was pretty banged up. My sister took me to a restaurant called Hooters. Y'all heard of them? They're famous for their chicken wings, right?
Great chicken wings.
Yes, okay.
I think of her. I appreciate the chicken wings.
Good. Okay. So my sister was telling me how beautiful I was. Now, y'all remember, I had all these operations and stitches and staples, and I never have thought I was pretty. I just never have, And so she was telling me how beautiful I was, and I wanted to shut her up. So I asked for the manager, and he came over, and he asked the problem. I said, am I pretty enough to be a Hooters girl? Well, those of you who've been to Hooters can imagine where he looked first. Right? And yes, for those who ask the question, yes, that is all really me. I get asked that a lot. And he said, when can you start? And I said, so shut up. And I said, wait a minute, what did you say? And I got hired, and that was my first little page of the new chapter of my life. Buddhist girl. In a week of working there, I had boys from the representatives. We were in a very nice area of Texas. A lot of the companies and stuff around. They'd ask if I would model for them and be a trade show model for their company, be the face of their company on their trade shows. And I started doing a lot of that. I met a gentleman who said he was with a major international cosmetic company. And it was really good. Now, ladies, we hear every line there is out there. And boys, y'all got more lines than the phone company. And I've heard them all, okay? But this boy said he was with this major cosmetic company. They'd love to do a test shoot for me to represent their company in their European line. And I said, oh, sweetie, I'm sure you're with them. I'm the Queen of England. And he said, well, Your Majesty, here's my card. Call me. And I looked and said, you even went and got cards made up? Oh, that is good. And I comped him his best. Sorry, Hooters. I did. Okay. And, I don't know, a couple of weeks later, we ended up calling him. Well, they did answer, that cosmetic company. They wanted to fly me up within a week, do a test shoot, and to this day, I still represent that cosmetic company in their European line. And I have just gone from there. I mean, TV shows and movies. I'm a Playboy bunny. I mean, I model for an international now lingerie company. And I have been truly blessed, and I never would have saw it coming. So miracles do happen.
They do happen. And you just said you're a Playboy bunny. How did you become a Playboy bunny?
Okay. First of all, y'all, there's many different venues of being a model. I am a glamour model. I kind of had a giggle when you did your intro and you were telling people, come on, let's get featured and stuff, because you can never have too much exposure. It just caught me funny, because as a glamour model, we do bikinis and lingerie and implied nudes, artistic nudes. We never show everything. Right. That's called full nudes. I just don't do that because my clients would not like that. But I did a photo shoot for a Playboy gift guide when I was in this little bunny suit, and I was seeing really, form-fitting, the little bunny tail and ears, and I was pointing at different things. One of the things I was pointing at was a very nice Ferrari. And so during that, the project manager said, hey, how'd you like to work for Playboy? How would you like to be a bunny? Well, I wasn't sure what he was asking me. And I said, oh, sweetie, I'm sorry. I can't do anything like that with my clothes off. I can't. And he said, no, a bunny. So he explained it. He goes, you're a Playboy bunny right now. You're representing the Playboy brand. And he said, they're hiring at the Playboy Club in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we would love to have you there. And I accepted, and I loved it. Oh, my goodness, I love being a bunny so much.
What's the best part about being a Playboy bunny?
Oh, my goodness. I think the atmosphere, the ambiance, the club, the people that come there. I mean, everybody is a VIP in Playboy Club. Now, y'all, we don't have any more Playboy Clubs in the United States. There are only 2 left in the world. But it was just so glamorous. I mean, to be a bunny, you had to be what they consider, a beautiful model. I mean, there's no such thing as an ugly bunny. Right. I mean, they have very high standards. I mean, the way you carry yourself, your fingernail polish, your makeup, your jewelry, everything. But it was so glamorous. And I love glamour. I do. I'm an actress, and of course, I prefer doing glamour model work than being in a feature film. I just love it. So I would say it's being the glamour of the Playboy image all in itself.
That's excellent. Well, you certainly are glamour. Mm-hmm. Your pictures are absolutely gorgeous. I've looked at them, and I can see where you definitely fit into Hooters, and I mean, it's a compliment. But you're gorgeous. Now, I have to ask, because looking through some of the pictures, is that a picture of you and Jason Aldean?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Oh! now, I normally don't, dish, but are you a personal friend of Jason Aldean?
Well, we went around. We were looking around Vegas and shopping and stuff like that. So, okay.
I hear blushing on the other side. What do you hear with the blushing? I have to ask. I'm actually a big fan. Is he a very cool person?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Very much so. Very much so. He is such an incredible musician. I mean, he is an artist. I mean, and people don't look at the fact that musicians and models and people who make films are all artists. This is something it'll be 100 years from now. People will be able to look at his video of Johnny Cash or, I'll like his videos. So.
I'm a singer. I do country. And his music, when I do sing, I sing some of his songs along with tune and things like that. So when I saw it, I was like, oh my God. Jason Aldean.
Homework. You can be a reporter, okay?
I can't take credit for it. Thank you, Google. I never even Googled it. It was just a picture. I was like, wait, wow. But I am nosy, and that's why I caught that picture.
You caught me off guard with that question. I will tell you that. I will fess up to that. Okay.
I noticed, and I try really hard not to make people feel uncomfortable, but I think I definitely, I know you didn't see that coming, and I apologize.
No. I am an open book. I will never lie. It's a Texas thing. If y'all ask me a question, be ready for the answer, because I will tell you. Okay? I will never lie, never mislead anybody, but be ready for the cold facts. That's it. Okay?
I never lie, but I do tend to skate around a question once in a while if I feel I'm not ready to answer or if people aren't ready for the truth. So...
Well, I did my best on doing that, too, okay?
I noticed. A girlfriend always knows. Oh, my goodness. Like when we talked about Hugh Hefner, you said your mom always said if you had nothing nice to say.
Absolutely. Don't say anything at all. That's the way it is. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes just an interlong can speak volumes. So that's totally okay.
I will never say anything mean about anybody. I have no enemies. I have no dislike for anybody. Now, just like anybody else, there are people I prefer not to associate with. But I don't have any hate. I wish no one any bad, ill feelings or anything, but life's too short. I know this.
Oh, absolutely. And just because you don't agree with somebody doesn't mean you have to go out of your way to be unkind. So
exactly.
I like your thought process on that. Now, when we talked last time, your story actually kind of brought me to tears, and you do inspirational speaking, and I love that you do that, because when I can't form words. Sometimes, you have to use a part of yourself to help others get through their pain and ache. And I love the fact that you do that and you reach out to people. What made you decide to share your story and share pieces of yourself with people to help them overcome trials they have suffered?
Well, it actually happened to a neighbor of mine down the street here from my ranch. And the times are tough for everybody. The government says how everything's better, but it isn't. People are still fighting. They're fighting to survive. And my neighbor, I saw that there was this pickup truck parked right in front of my house. Well, I look out for my neighbors. And so I called the police on them. Because I knew it didn't belong there. And it was actually one of those trucks that tows cars away, when you can't make your payments.
Right.
Well, as the police got there, this truck zipped in, and it was fast. I mean, I was amazed at how fast they did this. But they hooked up to my neighbor's car, and he was at the end of his wits. I couldn't believe it. Now, I love cars, but he he was at the end of his wits. He didn't know what to do, and it was like it was the worst thing that ever happened to him. And I had to look at him and say, sweetie, okay, they got the part. You can go out and get another one, okay? It's not the end of the world. And he tried to tell me how I don't understand. And I talked to his wife, very sweet lady, and I started telling her, I said, look, and she goes, well, have you ever had this happen to you? And I said, no, I haven't, but I was almost killed once. And we started talking about it. And she brought her husband over, and I started to tell him about this, just like I did y'all, and I gave them more details about the crash and things that had happened. And I said, so they took the car back. Go get yourself a new one. Wait 6 months, get another one. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
And he felt better. He told me that. He goes, I never looked at it. I look at it as, that's my car, that's how I go to work, that's how he didn't have a job, but that's how I go try to find work. But these little things that happen to us in life, I explained to him, are just things that make us stronger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they make us stronger, and we can make things happen, you know, and the grass is never greener on the other side of the fence. It's green where you water it. It's what you make out of it. And he was so inspired, okay, he got tears in his eyes, and he gave me a big hug, which kind of threw me off guard, and I started doing that. He would tell some friends to talk to me, and I would talk to their friends, and now I go to VA hospitals. I talk to young ladies at high schools about modeling, because, y'all, it's not all as easy as you think it is, and there are things to be careful of.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up with the title of Inspirational Speaker. I've had some companies pay me to come out and talk to their staff, tell them my story, and let them know that, okay, we've had a hurdle. Tomorrow the sun will come up, and it'll be a better day because we're going to make it that way.
Okay, I love that. I love that, you know, you reached out to him and you helped him see that, yeah, this might be your car, this is the way to get to work, but it's not the end of the world. You're still breathing. You have life. And this is just a lesson that you learn from and you move on from, and you get better from it. And I love that, because a lot of people wouldn't do that and reach out to people like that. And I think that's such a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Because a lot of people need it.
Oh,
but it helps when it comes from somebody like you who is in the public eye, who is so down to earth, and you know, it helps when you kind of expose yourself in a way to others to say, look, my life's not perfect. Yep, I get to model. I've worked with some of the most prestigious agencies and people in the world, but I'm still not perfect. I still had, you know, monsters to overcome, but I did it, and this is how. And that's why I am so successful today. And I think I talked about it. I'm sorry?
Oh, I was agreeing with you. You know, my life started out, my mama didn't want me, you know, at 2 months old, you know, but I got through all that. And we can, each and every one of us, sometimes you got to look at something and to grab a phrase from a Tom Cruise movie. I won't say what it is. Y'all have to do your homework. But sometimes you got to look at something and just say, what the, fill in the blank. Okay? Risky business. Okay.
We should have done a trivia thing. We should have been like, okay, write in and tell us what movie this is from, and you'll get a free T-shirt or something.
Not a free autographed picture or something. But, you know, it's true. Sometimes you just kind of look at it and go, oh, well. Okay. You know, it's like I've seen people, you go to the mall and stuff. Now, I love my cars. I have a Porsche. It's about a year old now. And it came out the other day, and somebody grabbed their shopping cart and ran it right into the side, put a dent in my door.
Oh, goodness.
Well, you know, most people would get all upset. Oh, well, it happens. I can get it fixed. It's not the end of the world. And this boy came up. He was like, oh, if I found out who did that, I'd rip their head off. I said, sweetie, it's a car. There's no reason to draw blood. Now, yeah, it's not a nice thing to do, but, you know, what happens and what you do to other
100% like we talked earlier, I have for babies that I love more than life itself. And I mean, when I have my own kids, I'll love all my 2-legged and 4-legged for, you know, babies equally. But we had bought brand new furniture about a year ago. And we came home, and the love seat was completely destroyed. Cushions were torn apart. The springs were torn apart. The padding, like, it was destroyed. And my husband was like, oh, no, what he did? And I'm like, yeah, okay, this really sucks. I mean, it costs money, but he's like, yeah, but now we got to do this, and we got to throw it out, and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, furniture's replaceable. Our fur baby isn't. You know? We can have, it's money, but we can buy another couch. But we can't buy another Morrison. You know, he's one of the things.
Right. Now, not only are you beautiful, see, you're smart. So you can look at that. I have a friend down in Austin, and they had a baby. The baby was 3 years old, and they were painting the baby's room with blue paint. Well, the baby came in and dipped his hand in the paint tray and then went out to their living room where the walls are white. And oh, my God, they were so upset. And I said, no, wait a minute. I mean, they were very upset because now they got to repaint the living. I said, no, wait a minute. In 18, 20 years, those handprints, you'll never see those again.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you take those down? Why would you paint over those? He left his mark, you know, and they are up to this day. They are still in their living room, on their coffee table and everything else. I love babies. Okay.
That's, you know what, I love babies too. I love little kids, and actually, you'll find this story very funny. My very good friend's daughter Taylor, whom I used to babysit, when she's 18 now, but when she was 3, she liked to draw on the wall. You know, and of course, there's one of the things like, don't draw on the wall, you know, especially in a rented place, because sometimes landlords aren't so kind. But, you know, she told her daughter, like, you know, she's 3 years old. She goes, you can't write on the wall with pencil, marker, eyeliner. She went off on paint, everything writable, okay? She went through every writing utensil, paint, anything you can imagine, glitter glue. She went through the whole spectrum and said, Taylor, you cannot use those to write on the walls or anything. And so Taylor, 3 years old, okay, Mommy, you know. And at the time, my friend's mother was alive, and she was watching Taylor, and her mother goes, okay, those are the rules, right? Well, her mother buys Hershey Kisses, and she always sleep on the couch. And Taylor took it amongst herself to draw on the wall with Hershey Kisses, and once they got down to a dull, flat surface, she would eat it. Well, Sherry came home, and she's like, I told you couldn't draw on the wall. And she goes, no, Mommy, you said I couldn't draw on the wall. And she named every single thing that Sherry named. She goes, but you didn't say anything about Hershey Kisses.
Oh, I love it.
I'm like, that's clever. There's always a loop.
Oh, wonderful.
To this day, I do love that story because she came. It was when I was working with Sherry. She came into work. She goes, you'll never believe what my daughter just did. And I go, what's that? She goes, she wrote on the wall with Hershey Kisses. I go, I give her A for clever. She's like, but I told her not to write on the wall. But I said, did you tell her to write on the wall with Hershey Kisses? Or she's like, no, I listed off a bunch of other stuff. I'm like, your kid's brilliant. Too smart for you. And she's like, oh, I know it.
Oh, that is so precious.
It's like she's 18 now. It's turned into a snotty sarcasm, but she's 18. But I just thought that was so cute. I'm like, well, there you go. There's a loophole you'll never find again.
I love it.
It is cute. Now, do you have nieces and nephews and things like that?
I'm sorry?
Do you have nieces and nephews or anything?
No, I actually don't. Most of my family is foster families, because I grew up with foster families. So I have a lot of people that have adopted me. Like I say, my adopted brother's a law enforcement officer. He looks out for me. He's my big brother, so he goes on shoots with me sometimes, keeps the not-so-nice people away.
Which is useful. Go big brother. Go big brother. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to keep interrupting you.
No, go on ahead. It's your show.
No, but you're my guest. You're my wonderful guest. And I said, go big brother, because my big brother would be like, oh, do you want to steal my sister? You can have her. But you can have her.
No, sometimes boys see my pictures and they get the wrong idea. And some of the boys will be very direct and point blank what they'd like to do. And my brother explains to them in a very nice way that they need to leave. And they do. He's very protective of me, very protective.
Well, that's very good. Now, shoots. We had talked about shoots before. And like I said, we've all watched America's Next Top Model, regardless if we want to or not at some point. And modeling is not as easy as people think it is. But you don't always just stand there and look pretty. You have weather elements. You have people to have to deal with sometimes that aren't very pleasant. You have costume malfunctions. You have, uncooperative props. What's some of the craziest things that's ever happened to you on a shoot?
I did a VS bikini shoot, Seal Beach, California once. And actually it was not this February last year. And so I went out, and y'all understand, these photo shoots are a big production. I mean, there's trucks and lights and generators and assistants and makeup people and wardrobe people. And so this particular shoot, they had the beach sealed off with the yellow tape, police line, do not cross. We had police officers out there. We always have them. And God bless them, they keep us safe. And so we had 2 lifeguard trucks because we were near the water on the beach. Mm-hmm. So I'm doing my beach shoot and everything. We're 3-4 hours into it. And then the project manager says, all right, we need you to get into the water. Well, my bikinis they fit me very well. Yeah.
I have to say a bikini complements your body, or your body complements a bikini very well. Like, you know how there's some people that you can look, and I'm not saying it should be general because I'm certainly no person to judge, but you can look at somebody and say, I'm not sure a bikini was a becoming fit for them. I look at your pictures, I'm like, wow, that's like, it's beautiful. Like, it's truly beautiful, and it looks artistic through the way it fits your shape and everything. I'm like, that's perfect. Now, whoever designed, your body's perfect, and whoever decided to put you in those pieces, I'm like, they know what they're doing. That is awesome.
I work with the best photographers in the world. I mean, they're now like family to me, the folks at Model Shop Photography. And I work pretty exclusive with them now because I feel so comfortable. And we've done some very risque photos, and I always feel safe with them. Mm-hmm. And they help me through the wardrobe malfunctions. We have those too. I'll tell you about that too. But this particular shoot, I was getting ready to go in the water. Well, the lifeguards are getting out of their little pickup trucks, and they got those little orange things with them, and they're running up. I said, okay, y'all, I know how to walk in water. I'm a blonde, but I can do this. And they said, no, you don't understand. I said, oh, sweetie, y'all don't need to understand. I know what I'm doing here. So they kind of just smirked, which made me go, Well, I walked into the water. Now, the wind was blowing, I think, about 20, 22 miles an hour. But they wanted that look. They wanted to see my hair blowing around and everything. Mm-hmm. So when I walked into the water, what I didn't know and what the lifeguards knew was the water temperature was like 48 degrees, to 40, 50 degrees. Cold. And I felt it instantaneously. Okay. I thought, oh, my God, this water is cold. Oh, no. Then they looked at me like, yeah, see, we told you, Blondie, okay. So I'm out there, and then the project manager wants me to kneel down, kind of get on my knees, but have the water just rushing up, hitting me in the back and stuff. And, oh, my God, it was so cold. But I had to look like I was in Hawaii on a nice, warm, tropical beach. Then the project manager, we did those, and I'm like, okay, I hope this ends soon. I hope this shit's over soon. Then the project manager goes, okay, we want you to put your head, lean forward, put your head under the water, and fling your hair back, count to 3, and fling your hair back, because they want to get my hair stretching straight out in the water, flying off of it. Well, the minute I went underwater, I had that instantaneous brain freeze. Oh. My face went numb. Oh, my goodness. And I flung back. And just as I flung back, I stood up. Well, my wonderful photographer at Model Shop, she looked at me. She goes, "We're done. That's a wrap. We've got everything we need." The project manager goes, "No, no, no. We can do this for another 2-3 hours till we get this right." The photographer showed me that picture. They never did release it to the client because my lips were blue and I had red lipstick on. Okay.
Oh, no.
My face was white. There's another, this last February, I did a lingerie shoot in Vail, Colorado with the wings, the angel wings and everything. Mm-hmm. Lingerie. It was 6 degrees.
Oh, my gosh. I couldn't do it. God bless you. I couldn't do it.
And I had to look warm. So we did it. And then right at the last, they gave me this little pink heart that they had made. And they're real roses. And if you do homework, you look at those pictures. They brought that out of the van and brought it to me. I held it. Those roses froze. They turned white. If you look at my face, it's white. That picture is out there to this day. And it's just last February. I think I'm wearing a cowgirl hat or something. And I wasn't wearing anything other than the roses. Okay?
My goodness.
We were well placed. Okay? But you see, I was frozen.
Oh, I mean, it's just, God bless you. It's interesting. Like, everybody thinks models have such a easy job. They get to go to tropical places. They get to go to here. They get to go there. But what they don't realize is sometimes those tropical places aren't tropical. They're below zero, and there you are in something next to nothing. And you have to look like you're in the warmest climate, having the time of your life.
Yes.
I've done some plays and stuff, and I like to think I'm a good actress, but I'm not that good. I'd be like, my teeth would be chattering. I wouldn't be able to move. I'd be like, is this happy for you? My teeth are together. Are we good? No? Okay. Like, I give it to you 100%.
I never quit until my photographer on it. And I can look at her back, and I can just have it. Just put on some shoes when she goes, like, I got this ready. Now I'm like, oh, wait, are you sure? Because I'm going to come back. Please make sure. And she's just absolutely wonderful. She's an artist with her camera. And I can communicate with her because, like I said, it is a lot of work. You have makeup, you have wardrobe. You go out there and your photographer say, I'm looking for this look. I want you to look off into the distance and see your dear friend, but I want you to have a sultry look on your face. At the same time, I want your hand in your hair. And you have to visualize all this and produce this. It is a lot of work being a model. I mean, shoots to go 10 hours is not uncommon.
My goodness. It's a lot of work. Now, I do have a question, and I don't know if this is more like a makeup tip for people out there. Now, you had mentioned you had to dip your head under the water, and your makeup's done and everything. How do you do that, look sexy, and not have your makeup on? Is there like a secret to not having your makeup on?
There is waterproof makeup you can use, but we use quality, really good makeup. We don't go to, we go to good stores and get quality makeup. And there is a difference. Even though a brand name, you can buy it anywhere, there is a difference on where you buy it, and you can tell by the price.
Oh, absolutely.
In the model, you have to know, and again, I have wonderful makeup artists. They also are on staff with Model Shop's photography. And again, they're family. But being a model is more than just going out and posing and taking a picture. A lot of it is watching how you eat, watching your weight, watching your figure, everything. And earlier, you mentioned Miss Karen's coaching center. And I highly recommend everybody reach out to Miss Karen. You know what? Chips are bad for you, and McDonald's are bad for you. Sorry, Ronald, okay, but you have to take care of yourself, and this is how you care for your body. You have to care for your body, and the time to start is now. And what do y'all know about this? Nothing. And as a professional model, actress, and Playboy bunny, what do I know about it? Not much. But I do have somebody I go to. So I highly recommend, and I heard the magic word free. I'll talk to this young lady. Talk to her, call in, and you'll find out. She'll tell you things, and if you'll try it, you'll love it. You'll feel better. You'll be able to perform better in your work and taking care of the kids and everything else. And you'll want to go back, and you should do that. I highly recommend that.
Absolutely. Actually, I also want to mention our friend Monique Parra also has a website called Florida Healthy. And so she teaches how to make healthy snacks and things like that. for the Vitamix and whatnot. So between Karen Coaching Center and you got Monique's parents, sort of help. There's a lot of things out. There's a lot of people out there that can guide you to a healthier lifestyle.
And you need to do that. Y'all only have one life. Okay? I was blessed. I was blessed with a chance to redo things. And look where I am today. And I just finished a part in a feature film. I have TV commercials out. I've been on TV shows, and I'm a Playboy bunny. I'm a internationally published glamour model. It's a lot of work. I can't do it myself. I have a wonderful team that's behind me and supports me on this. From my photographers to my agents to my wonderful manager. I could not do this without any of them. Y'all can't live a happy, healthy life unless you reach out to somebody like these folks that we're talking about. Reach out to them because they'll tell you something you don't know. And every day of your life, you learn something new. So now you go right to these folks, you learn something new, and you'll go, wow, this is better for me.
Absolutely, 100%. I can't believe, we're practically out of time. That, flew by. Oh, my goodness. Always flies by. I just want to thank you so much for coming back on the show. I absolutely love talking to you, and you have an open door on the show. Anytime you want to come back on, you let us know, and you got that. And, you have my personal phone number. You're welcome to contact me anytime. Is there anything you want to, one more thing or anything you want to share with our listeners before we go?
Well, if anybody out there is looking for a model for their product or service anywhere in the world, I don't care if you're a little one-person operation company up to a Fortune 500 company, reach out to me. I'll work with y'all. I've even been known to model for some folks and get a photographer for free. They'll help your business. We're all stuck on this rock together. Y'all look for me on Facebook. I'm on facebook.com/supermodel Abigail Rich. I'm at, my website is www.supermodelabigailrich. I'm on Twitter and Instagram and Google+. Please reach out to me. If you're looking for a model or somebody, please think of me.
Oh, and I almost forgot, if anybody from The Walking Dead is listening and they're looking for extra walkers, Miss Abigail Rich would be happy to be a walker on The Walking Dead.
It is my favorite show.
I remember.
Y'all tell me where to show up. I will be there. I'm always early. I'm a model. Models are never late, okay? I'll be early. I'll be there. I'll donate anything. If you pay anything, I'll donate it to charity. I would love to be part of that show. Oh, my goodness, that is my favorite show. Okay.
Well, we're spreading the word out there so we can get you to be a walker or even some kind of special guest on there.
Oh, I would love it. I would be so honored. Oh, my goodness, that would be so nice.
Well, we'll spread the word. We know a couple of the walkers, so we'll spread the word and see if maybe they can give us a hand.
You're a sweetheart. You truly are.
Hey, pay it forward. That's what I say.
Yes, ma'am. We're all stuck on the rock together.
That's right. Y'all help your friends, too. You always help your friends.
Absolutely. Put the hate away. Like you said, love. It's all about love.
It is all about love.
What a world this would be. And we can do it one person at a time.
Amen, sister. Amen. I thank you so much for coming on The Wicked Edge again. You are it's always a joy to talk with you, and I hope I get to chat with you more on and off air. And thank you so much. This is a supermodel, beautiful woman, inspiring person with the biggest heart of all, bigger than Texas, Miss Abigail Rich. I want to thank you so much again. And,
I'm honored to be here.
Oh, thank you. I want to thank all of our listeners out there. Again, do not leave your children and your animals in a car or you'll be beat with a shovel. That's right. It will do it. I'm not afraid of violence. But on the other note, spread the love, people. Spread the love. And keep listening because we're going to have some more great guests on The Wicked Edge. Again, thank you, Miss Abigail Rich. Look for her supermodel Abigail Rich. Everybody have a great night and keep rocking out. Good night, everybody.